Hi, it's Brent Slade from ThirstGym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called bench pressing into pins. This is a great isometric exercise used to bring up your bench press. You can also use it to get through sticking points. So you really will need probably a unique rack. These Elite FTS collegiate racks are awesome for this, but you ideally need a way to press into some kind of pin or object. Now you could have a partner hold like a board, press board, at your sticking point. You have to push into it with some load. However, having pins like this set up is awesome because you don't really require anybody. You don't have to worry about it on a spot. And quite honestly, once we get it in the rack like this, it's actually pretty easy. So the nice thing about this rack is also if you have two rod and pipe systems from like a similar rack, so you can take one from another rack and use it if somebody else isn't using it. Obviously ask them first. But if you can do it that way, we have a little bit of space here. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to have the bars set up around an inch or two below your sticking point, and then you want the pins set up at a point where you're pressing into or through your sticking point, so that as you get stronger in that isometric area, and then as you actually go to bench press, you're going to blow through that. So the nice thing about isometrics is they're very joint angle specific. So most literature says you've got about 15 degrees plus or minus of where you're working to get stronger at. So obviously if I do this isometric exercise this far away from my chest, it's not going to help my individual chest strength or my power or strength off the chest for the bench press. So the number one thing that's most important about this exercise is getting the area or the range of motion that you're looking to press in right. Now, when it comes to what kind of loads you want to use, my suggestion from what I've done in terms of programming and experimenting with this, and also reading Cal Dietz stuff, so check his stuff out. It's got a lot of information on isometric training, especially for athletic performance. But you usually want this to be about a 6-second hold into the pins, and you want that load between about 60 and 70%. I can tell you right now that might not seem like very much, but trying to push that as hard as you can into these pins is incredibly challenging. And when I did it, I definitely know it was very humbling because I was only using like 225 or so. And by the time that 6 seconds got there, I was hardly even applying pressure into the pin. I was, but it didn't really feel like it compared to when I started. So we've kind of talked about how to set this up. You are going to need two pins. The barbell's going to be in it, and then put whatever load that you want on there. By all means, you can definitely play around with the load percentages, but that's just a guideline. That's what I used in my programming, and it worked phenomenal for me. But once you have that, then you're basically just going to get set up in your bench press position. Okay, so I've got mine set up to where it's going to be, about an inch off the chest. Okay, so basically as soon as I come off to maybe 3 inches off the chest. Okay, so it's not a huge range of motion, but that's where I'm going to be pressing. So what I'm going to do is I would just get everything set in my normal competition grip stance, all of that good stuff. I would set a timer or have a training partner time me, and then I have my weight on there, and whenever I'm told to go, I'm going to push as hard as I can up into the rack, push, 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 until the time runs out, and once the time runs out, I come back down, okay? Now, this can be paired with an actual other pressing variation. So what I did whenever I personally ran this is I would press into pins, and then I would immediately go over into a pin press and press from pins at about the same area in another bench in my gym. Now, as a gym owner, I obviously have an advantage to where I don't have to worry about the gym being busy. I can come in and train during down hours to maximize that. So that would be very hard to do. My suggestion would be if you are training in like a commercial gym or a very populated gym and you really don't have access to being able to pair this with another piece of the puzzle, would to be just to do 2 or 3 push-ups explosively as you can, so you can work on actually pushing through that range of motion to some degree. And I still think you'll see some benefits from it, especially from an athletic performance standpoint. So when it comes to programming an exercise like this, you're probably going to want to do 3 to 4 singles of about 6 seconds or so. In terms of the isometric, you might do 5, you might do 8. It needs to be in that ballpark range, but you also want to make sure that this height is set up where you're going to start pressing before your weak point, and you're going to be pushing into basically your weak area of your bench presses where the pin is ideally going to be set up. And then, like I said, you do that for a couple singles, and that's really your main work. There's nothing special or anything in terms of the progression. I know whenever I did it, I just did 60, 65, 70% for a 3-week wave, just doing 3 sets of 1 each week. and basically just trying to push as hard as I could for 6 seconds on each one. And my bench press saw a lot of improvement from implementing a piece of this into the puzzle. So if you've got any questions about this exercise, the logistics, the programming piece, definitely let me know. It's definitely not a common exercise you see performed in gyms or in programs, but I do think if you're somebody really looking to get after that stalling area in your bench press, looking for some novelty and way to mix things up and break a new PR, especially if you've been at this for a while, I would highly suggest this method. It's working great for everybody I've had use it, and they went on to hit bench PRs. So if you got any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.